Over there!
We can't let him get away!
Too late, fool! You will not escape! Us? What in the name of... Gary?
I'm sorry, okay? I hadn't prepped this part of the dungeon yet. I haven't had the time.
But you don't suffer from this, do you? For more than 2 years, you've helped us to enhance our tools, grow our map libraries, and given us a warm welcome in the community of map makers and game masters. We are honored to be part of this community, and all we can say is thank you.
Bring it on.
And welcome everyone. My name is Till. I am one of the founders of DungeonFog, and it's Thursday night here in Vienna, which means for me it's another evening of map making here in our weekly stream. Welcome to the Mapness. Hi Libitian. And I'm going to build a map for not the game tomorrow that we're playing, but for a game that we are going to play in the future with my office games. And I've already started to work on the next campaign that we're playing. And for session 0, I want to have a specific map. So I'm not sure if we're going to finish this map tonight, but we will continuously work on this map so that it's ready for session 0 once we launch the new campaign. That's the goal for today. And if you have any questions, if you want me to show you something in DungeonFog, feel free to post in chat. I will make my best to catch your question. You can help me if you put a big question in front of it, and then I will be hopefully able to answer your question. Right, that's basically the plan for tonight. Hello, hi Myri, and hello everyone from Orkenspalter. So I've just had the intro. I was just talking about what we're going to do tonight, and we are at the moment, we're playing Tomb of Annihilations with my office parties. I have 2 office parties and we're playing Tomb of Annihilations. But we are getting to an end, and I have already started to work on the new campaign, which means that tonight I will be starting to prep my session 0 map for the new campaign. We're probably not going to play it before late fall. But now that I'm in the prep works, it feels absolutely right to start with the map, to get session 0 really rolling, even for me as a concept where I say, okay, what do I want to achieve in session 0? What's the goal? Hi Varunazi, yes, thank you very much. I was sick last week. I had something like a summer cold, and so last week's Welcome to the Mapness fell flat. But I am fit and back, so today we're map making. Okie doke, let's switch. Let's see if I have the right screen. Yes, I have the right screen. There you go. Okay, so just to bring you into what we're going to do. What's the goal of session 0? What are we going to do in session 0? And what do I want to achieve with my session 0 is basically we're going to play an adventure. No, that's wrong. We're going to play a campaign that I would assume is probably going to last about 6 to 8 years in terms of real-time play. Because if I look back, Tomb of Annihilations, we've been playing for 3 years. Curse of Strahd, we had also been playing for almost 4 years. So now I wanted to create a really big campaign, kind of homebrewed, that still plays in the Forgotten Realms in Faerun, but is not bound to a finished adventure. Basically, I'm borrowing the world map and the locations and NPCs and the rule sets, but I'm constructing something completely new for my players. And one of the big wishes from my players was that they would like to play a high-level campaign. So I said, okay, I've never played high-level campaigns before, so I was actually I'm quite hesitant in whether or not we want to start high-level, or if we want to just progress and have the characters really explore the world over a very long campaign that at the end, like if it would be a book, like the last 2 chapters would then be high level. So that's what I think what we should do. Now, to be honest, the starting level is very much open for debate. I would have said they start at level 5, but probably they should start at level 8. I don't know yet. And the reason I don't know is because I haven't looked up monsters yet. So we're going to do that for now, because the map that we're going to build is Session 0 is going to be a fight against a dragon. And I want to have a green dragon. I want to have a, green dragon. I should probably do it like that. And I want to see young green dragon, adult green dragon, ancient green dragon, and dragon wormling. I just want to look at the challenge rating. Okay, an adult green dragon is already a challenge rating 15. Young challenge rating 8. Nope, that's not working. Ancient, okay. We're not going to do an ancient. And the wormlings, well, they would be basically just probably, there will not be wormlings. Young, no. So we're going for an adult green dragon. If we're saying, I mean, you can only read so much from the challenge rating itself, because I personally find that it is quite, it's not saying a lot. Like if I say adult green dragon and I add that to my encounter builder, and I'm saying we have 5 level 5 characters. So it says it would be a deadly encounter. Because the total XP would be 13,000 and the daily budget would be so my guess would be that they a jelly dragon. Although it's almost double the daily budget of what the general CR scoring recommendation says. I know that you can't really take that into account if you're having 5 level 5 characters who have a little bit of magic equipment, not that much, but at least some magic items at the beginning. And because of the action mechanics of 5 against 1, I think it's doable. Worst case would be that I have to kind of mid-fight tweak it a little bit if I see that they are struggling. Oh, no, I almost forgot they have at least 2 fighting NPCs. And there you go. Now it's definitely doable. Almost to the point where I would say that we need to do something to make it a little bit harder. Yes, okay, so I was just checking. I didn't check that beforehand, so I was checking it right now. I wanted to see if I can run an adult green dragon if my party starts at level 5. Because I can't really, let's see what happens. If we run an ancient green dragon, but my characters are level 8. Kyle already suggests add minions. Yes. But I don't want to have, like, if I want them to fight an ancient green, I'm not sure if I want to have them fight an ancient green dragon. As session 0, that kind of feels wrong. Poison breath. Poison breath 65. Frightful presence. DC 19, 16. No, I think I will run with an adult green dragon and some minions. And I think we can still tweak it. Nope, I didn't want to click that. I wanted to click that. So even if they are level 8, if I am adding some and I definitely want to have a kobold shaman. Scale sorcerer. Well, whatever. We're going to use it as a placeholder, which means we are going to have something like this. So this is going to be the setup. We're going to have one adult green dragon that is currently doing something with 2 kobolds and a shaman that is kind of, I don't know, performing a ritual on him. I wonder how many kobolds it takes to overwhelm a level 20 character. Waves over waves, I would assume. Okay, so this is, we're going to session 0. We're going to save this encounter because I'm going to look at that later. Adult green dragon. Let me see. Speed, fly, swim. Perfect. That's exactly what we want to have. Anything important? I wanted to huge. Right. Okay. So what we're going to do is my intention for session 0 is not only to allow the players to learn a little bit about their characters and test them. So usually when I run a session 0, I say, what at the end of session 0, whatever happened to their characters in terms of the way they distributed the points or they picked treats or feats, they can change that. They can rework that up to the point where they say, I didn't like the character, I want to play another character. So the idea behind session 0s when we are playing the session 0 is really to see if the character design from the players is a good balanced character design for a party that will be adventuring for quite some time. And it is also a good way to seed something that is going to kind of, I wouldn't say set the tone for the whole campaign, but at least I want to have 1 or 2 or maybe 3 plot devices planted that I can trigger later down the road that are part of session 0. So in this specific case, what we're going to do is, I'm going to tell you the story about that. The party is already part of a bigger company, of a group, and has a leader. And so the party is being led by a dwarven leader and his younger brother. And together they are kind of bounty hunters. And their current bounty is to kill a green dragon that has been harassing the farmland in the surroundings. So that's their goal. And we're going to start the session not directly in the fight, but in a campsite. But I already have quite a few campsite maps, so I'm not going to build a campsite map for that, where they can socially interact with each other, learn a little bit about the dwarven teammates. And the big goal is to kill one of the dwarven teammates in the fight against the dragon. So I'm going to kill one of the dwarvens, which gives me the plot hooks that I need to later roll out the story. Now, ideally, I can kill that dwarf. It's going to be a dwarf fighter, most likely. I can kill that dwarf really by playing it out. Worst for wear, it's going to be a rockfall dwarf dice scenario where I say, and the dragon chomps down and bites his head off, something like that. I'm trying to avoid that. But what I want to do is I want to create a battle map that kind of gives a great stage for a dragon fight. That's my goal. And I want to really make use of all the things that dragons can do and the terrain. So we're definitely going to have something like a river, probably a cliff, probably something like a rock column where the dragon can sit on and his breath weapon. There's going to be a little bit of forest. So the best way to do that, I think, is I will just briefly lay out the area just to see if my square counting works and if the map layout is correct or not. Okay. And I think I should start with the water. That makes my life much easier. So somewhere around here, we're going to have a river that is then falling off into. So there's going to be a waterfall here. Let's just briefly illustrate that so that we remember. No, that's not what I wanted to do. So here we're going to have something like a cliff. Here's going to be the waterfall, which gives me still. I think we can move the whole thing a little bit to the side. I want to have enough combat space here. And I think we can also. Okay. Because if we look at the squares, and again, 1 square equals 5 feet, so this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yeah, 50 feet. That's quite a lot. So it's hard to get across that. And for a dragon, it's still perfectly fine to dive into the water, probably use the water as part of the combat itself. So now I want to set so just for me, so I know where I need to do cliffs. Here are going to be cliffs. So this is elevation. And I would like to have here something like you know, a rock needle, something where the dragon can sit atop and breath weapon into this area. How far does the breath weapon reach? 60-foot cone. 60-foot cone. So let's see, for the sake of it, let's just quickly. My math is failing me. I can't. It's too late here. Come on, chat. 60 divided by 5. 10, 50. I don't know. 12, thank you. Okay. Complete brain dead. Okay, technically a cone. I would assume something like a 45-degree angle, right? Whatever. That's fine, just for the sake of doing that. Oh, well, yeah, okay. That feels correct. It doesn't have to be super exact. It's basically just for me to visualize how far does the cone go. So if I look at a dragon that's standing up here and he's casting his breath weapon, well, he needs to cast it down, which means I will have to go away. So I would say casting it down, give or take, that is going to be the area. So we're going to paint that. Let's make this red. A cone gets as wide as it's long, so 60 foot long means 60 foot wide. Gotcha. Okay, That gives a lot of space for my players. I don't want that. Yes, perfect. So what we're going to do is, let's just quickly, sorry. No. Okay, we can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. This is going to be the danger zone. So this is where I hope most of the combat will take place. This is where we're going to lure them. Which means we have water that we can use to our advantage. We have the elevation, which we should use, but we should give the players a way to kind of work with it. So it shouldn't be like we don't want to create a scenario where the players feel completely powerless. So the idea would be that even if there is this elevated platform, this needle, this rock needle here, we're going to create something like a stair where they can jump up. So they can jump up here, and to reflect why that's here, we're going to create a few of those rock needles here as well. So this is probably something or one of those overarching mountain cliffs that has collapsed and left those rock needles, which means that here we're going to have just rock and probably a few platforms. However, oh no, what did I do? That's fine. Now we're going to remove this for a second. Because the dragon can fly, and this is the danger zone. So we want the combat to take place as much as possible in that area. I would assume that we're giving something like an extended combat zone. Oh, it's the opacity. Which would be 10. Yeah, that's too much. So this will basically be the leeway that I'm giving them, but here's the end of the line. All the rest should be terrain that is really complicated to navigate and to move, and is not something that the players can really use for their advantage. Which means that we're going to shift our cliff back up here. So the dragon has a lot of space where he can fly. So he can use the water. He can fly. And this is basically where the combat takes place. Yeah. I think that is code area. So how are we going to prevent the players for using all this here as combat ground? Well, first of all, I think what we can do, again, this is cliffside here. Do we want to make this like a, you know, like one of those elevated platforms that are basically just accessible? So do we want to do it like that, where we say, okay, all of this is rock and all of this is rock, and that's where they can access, that's where they can come in, but basically this is cliff going even further down here. This is where the waterfall drops, and this is again cliff, probably even like this. Nope. So that would be, here's a waterfall. I do like it. What do you think, chat? So this is something like a dragon's retreat, where he pulls back and they have to chase him up this rocky cliffside because they know that he's hiding near the waterfall, and this is where they're going to encounter him. So this is kind of a terrace, looking over the waterfall and the area surrounding, so his hunting grounds. And the, yes, the forecaster says since the dragon flies and doesn't use the ground, the terrain would probably be very rough. I would like to have this weird clash between, oh my god, this is such a beautiful place here. Like, this is the perfect picnic sightseeing spot. Picnic sightseeing spot. Where you have this beautiful panorama over the land, but a green dragon. Just crazy idea here. Instead of all the rocks around, have a small forest on the northwest, and the forest will become a danger to the party at any time because the dragon could just set it on fire. Serotonis, yes, I've been thinking about the same thing. The problem is a green dragon, I think he can't breathe fire. He can only breathe poison. However, we do have those kobolds that are still there. We could. I have a shaman, right? Yes. Yes, exactly. So we're on the same page. We could say, okay, the kobolds set the forest on fire in case that they're getting in trouble. My idea would have been like having small caves, like cave entrances. That kind of, because that would give me the opportunity that, so what I would do is, I think I'm going to do it like that, is, oh no, I didn't want to do that. I'm still open to the idea of doing the forest, because having some green would help. But I was just thinking, what if we do some cave entrances here? The reason behind the thought process behind that is, if my party is as powerful as I expect them to be, with level 8 characters and being my players who are very good tacticians, they might smoke my green dragon, and 3 kobolds will not be helping at all. They will be just vaporized. So having those caves would give me something like a minion spawner that allows me to bring waves of kobolds if I see that they are just destroying my dragon. So that's what I was thinking. If things are going bad and you want to bail the party out, the kobolds could set the forest on fire and the dragon could annihilate them. in anger of destroying its sanctuary. Hmm? Okay. First of all, I need something to drink. I will be back in a second. I ran out of soda, so I will quickly grab a drink, and then and while I do that, I will still think about the forest or cave conundrum, and then we will start to really build something here. So just hang in there. It takes a minute. I will be back soon. All right. Thank you for your patience. Okie doke. I think why not do both? We will be making a lot less cave and rock area up here and down here. No, I wanted to subtract. There's going to be one cave entrance and probably a second one here. Get rid of this one. And there's going to be one cave entrance here. And then we have space to do some, that's still too much. So this is rocks. And then we have forest here, which means that this is something that the cobbles can light on fire or use to block the way. I think what we need to do, however, is we need to make sure that there's only a very thin passage leading onto this plateau. Exactly. Just like Seratinus says, we're going to have more of the forest here. Because players hiding here, I'm not worried about them. If they go into this part, I can just simply fly over here and roast them in here. So I think that's quite okay. The entrances, yes, I would definitely trap the entrances like a little bit inside, probably something that collapses one of the tunnels when you trigger the trap, just because they don't want to have any intruders in there. Okay, so let's, for the sake of it, this is our layout level. Let's create a new one. This is going to be the plateau. And we don't show the stage, and we don't darken the stage. No, let's show the stage and let's put the layout on top because now we have the ghosting. So I can still see everything from my ghosting because the ghosting is active. If I turn that off, I would just see my plateau. But if I turn it on, I still have the layout kind of blending over. So I can still use that. Okay. I think we will start with probably with the waterfall. And I think I will do the water. Is there any reason why I want it to be a shape? No, because I don't need elevation. And I went soft blending for the... Do I want to have soft blending? Yeah, maybe I want to have a shape. Let's do it as a shape. So I will just use this water. Okay. It's going to be, it needs an inner shadow, an outline. It doesn't have to be above wall. Settings are fine. And it's going to be, oh, I think it's snapping to grid. That's not good. Nope, no snap to grid. Right. I envy Damien for his drawing tablet. I think I will buy a drawing tablet. I saw a video where Damien was drawing DungeonFog brushes and shapes with the drawing tablet, and I was like, that looks great. So here is going to be the waterfall, which means that we are going to, well, before we do anything, let's just, okay, first of all, let's get rid of that grid. Terrain, cliffs, yeah, we're going to need you in a second. Waterfall, high waterfall. Okie doke. Let's see how big can we get you. I think that is perfect. Okay, and for the sake of it, you are going to be above walls, so I don't have to worry about that. So this is where the waterfall goes down. And quite deep, that is amazing. So I can go back in here. Oh, well, that's fine. Okay, I don't really have to care about that because there is going to be an elevation on top. That looks quite good. I like that too. And down here, which means something like this, needs to look a little bit more natural. We're going to have the river. However, that was stupid. My bad. Why was it stupid? I'm pretty sure you already knew before I did. If that is sharing the same texture, I cannot make this texture smaller. And then it doesn't look like elevated water. So we're going to have to do this once more, but on a separate shape. Finish shape. And now we're creating a new one. And now I can't even make it like this. Yeah. And you need to be at the bottom. Okay, going back into my waterfall, the upper one. And just for having fun. Okay. So this is the water, and I feel like it's a little bit thick up here. Okay, I think that is better. Okay, let's quickly hide that so we can have a look at that. Waterfall looks quite good. We're going to work with those edges later with the assets. Then it's not going to be that visible. Right. So No, let's do the cliffs next. Ooh. However, this since I found them, let's put them down. No, I didn't want to have my pirates. This is all on terrain. And we need steep cliffs. There you go. And they need to be big. Concave. Nope, sorry, I wanted to this one. No, steep. That's okay, but that is not a high cliff. This needs to be much more. But I really liked what I did. I have no idea if I will be ever able to reproduce this. Let me just quickly save that. Yeah, I think it should be. I want to open this quite threatening, and I hope my players will enjoy it. So having a cliff that you could possibly be thrown off should be there. Okay, save. Just for this, I need to quickly look at the other map. Because the way that we did the cliffs here, this was one of the other streams that we did. And I'm blown away how that looked at the end. But I just need to look at it once more and see if I can redo it. So this was the little snake pit that we did. And how did we do that? We just simply, yes, we just created that and downscaled it. A nice idea, Kyle. He's going, goodbye, Cobalt. Okay, I think I remember. And then we just brushed with hide all lights. No, that is just natural shadow. But I believe there are brushes there. Can't remember. Did we brush stuff? This is just a rectangle brush. Black. Yes. Okay, there's a black one. Where else? Old soil. No, this is really purely a natural shadow. Okay. I think I can do it. So don't save. No. Don't save. Oops. let's go back in there. So we will, no, this is layout. There we go, content. So this one is going to be part of the group. This one is going to be part of the group. This one is going to be part of the group. And done. Because now I can duplicate you, make you smaller, rotate you a little bit. Okay. Let's place you here, but below. And somehow I have the feeling that I will have to do all of this manually. Right, and once more. Come on, why can't I select you? Ah, just a glitch. And smaller. Yeah, that's good. I like you being there. Down. Okay. That one needs to be a little bit more like that. But the kobolds have some kind of catapult on the cliff just to fling things on your players like barrels filled with nasty things. I think if the kobolds are living up there, they definitely have a catapult, which is kind of a very, very weirdly constructed thing, but it's standing somewhere here, and they use it usually if they are bored to fling stuff down onto the area below. So if my players would be camping down here, they might find, or if they would traverse here, they might find just weird stuff that has been thrown down. I don't think that they would have a catapult that they could use to toss stuff at my players while they're playing. Maybe we will see. I feel like that probably would be overkill. Like now they would have to fight kobolds and artillery and a green dragon. I don't want to scare them away on session 0. That is not working. No, I want to go in here. This one. This is the one. And I feel like, but we have nice corner cliffs. We're going to use them here. Bags of wasps. Brutal. They're just tossing bags of wasps at the players. Short cliff, inner corner cliff. This is exactly what I was hoping for. If you're above walls, let's see if I can make that work. I think I can. Make you even bigger. Okay, and we're going to mirror you in reverse order. But still, there need to be rocks here. Straight high cliff. I think I can use you. Straight high cliff does not work. So I believe you will work quite perfectly. Do we have a less? Hi, Schnitzel. Shallow, short. Yeah, I think you might be working. Let's see. Completely useless. Okay. No. Where are you? Waterfall. Hi, Waterfall. First of all, let's bring you up and lock you. And lock you. Okay. We're going to deal with that differently. You're above walls, and where are you? In a cliff corner. You need to be over the waterfall. Okay, we're going to deal with that in a different manner. Because that is kind of completely breaking my perspective. Do. Yeah, that's looking better, but this needs to, both of them need to be below the waterfall. You actually need to be below the water, possibly. Why are you... Oh, because you're above walls. That isn't helping me at all. I think actually that is quite correct from a perspective. Because if I have a straight cliff connecting those two, that's all you would be able to see. Yeah. Okay, we can always fine tune later. Now let's go for this side of the cliff. Okay. And let's take them here, get rid of you. And oh, right. Something is, that was the one. And last but not least, let's do this one more time, very close. You can go away, you're fine. And all the way down to the bottom. If you're going to have them attack from the top, you're going to have to be a pretty convincing story to keep them on the bottom. Players would be suspicious about being at the bottom. Yes, of course they will be. But the thing is, I think they're kind of, so the reason why one of the team leaders is going to die is because he's a very dwarvish guy with a grudge against the dragon, so he's charging head first into the battle, and they kind of have to follow. So here's this one is actually wrong one. Still wrong. You're the one. You need to be here. Right. And now back to sorting stuff. Sorry if this is a bit confusing, because I think the water needs to be Yeah, that one needs to be at the bottom. Yes. Okay. Okay. So we have our cliffs. Thank you. I might need a little bit more variety later. Let me see if I have nice. Crumbled rocks. I think that is perfect. Wait, that might be a little bit too big. Let's see, 100. Okay. 60. Yep, that's good. But we need to desaturate it a little bit. And go more into... Where's my yellow? Yep, there you go. Desaturate even more. Right, and now we can put you at the bottom. Oh, we can make you even darker. Yep, that looks good. Doesn't need so much softness. Edit. Okay, finish. And now let's do some details here because that is looking weird. We do have a new texture that kind of perfectly fits those rocks. I just need to remember where I've put it. I think it is under worked stone. Riverland stones. Is that going to work? We'll see in a second. Yes, it is going to work. So this needs to be, to work with that, this needs to be bigger. 200%. And darker. And actually, yeah. Maybe 180. So if I take this and put it on those cliffs, nope, above those cliffs. No, not in that cliff. Yes. Okay. Did it. Softness. Let's get down with the softness a little bit. Because I just want that to let's see how that looks. I would almost say that it could get darker. Rivalon Stone, there you go. Let's make this darker. Yes. Amazing. So if I want to put you here, I need to make you smaller, like 120. Right? That's too small. 160. And now I can edit. Use that to slightly cover up those edges. Here. And if we are on the same here. You need to be under cliff 1. Sorry, under cliff 2, because cliff 2 is the one over there. Or are you? Are you not? What have I done? Undo. Okay. Apparently, you need to be here. That's fine, I can live with that. But this then should be technically... Yeah, that's working. This corner. And I will definitely need to sort those layers much more precisely. Otherwise, I will be confused, extremely confused next time. Next time I work with that. That is actually pretty cool. Let's do that. Yep. I think that looks quite good. It doesn't really look like a terribly steep cliff, though. I think I would have to do a lot more. Yeah, I would have to do a lot more elevations to make it really look super, super deep. So let's see, are we still almost online with our lake? Yes, we are. That's perfectly fine. We wanted to have more cliffs here and here. We're going to do them later. Ooh. I know what I want to do. There are quite cool cave cliffs. Here, those ones. I really like them. And they can form something like the... Let's see if that works. Yes, it does. But they need to be... not sure. Do they need to be darker? There's no saturation to them. Yeah. Very cool. Now it looks a lot deeper, although I don't want to do this now. I should have sorted them properly because I could be moving them back a little bit now. Are you this one? No, I think you are the one. Question, I know this isn't an update session, but seeing this melting off cliff props going on, is there any possibility of a blend tool coming in the future, or does that already exist? You mean in terms of having props blending over props, like masking them? So first of all, while you see me working on those cliffs, the next tool that will make working with cliffs much easier is going to be the walls and paths tool, because we already had a few concept sessions with Forgotten Adventures, who have amazing, really nice looking cliffs, and when you draw them, they should just follow along the path that you're drawing. So all the work that I'm doing here is basically because the tool isn't there yet, but there is going to be a much more efficient tool coming soon. Regarding the masking of assets, it is on our wish list. We know that we want to do it. We just don't know when, because I had a meeting with Bodhi a few days ago when we were talking about the timeline, and Bodhi said we need a new meeting where we sit down and define the kind of finalize the timeline for the second half of the year. And I said, yeah, I know. But after my vacation, so next week I will be away. Tuesday is still going to be our mapping it out, but after Tuesday I will be 2 weeks on a vacation. And after that, we will do our detailed planning And that means detailed planning for the second half of the year, which is already booked. And I would say at least the first quarter to probably the first 2 quarters of next year are also booked with things that we already know we want to do. However, I'm pretty sure starting next year, somewhere probably again like this year, by the end of the first quarter, we will do another survey where we show you our plan, and then you can help us prioritize if you want to see something happening sooner than we would plan for it. So as of today, masking props and having something like a masking or blending for props does only exist on the wish list and not on the project planning board yet. Okay, I think a very good way to create a little bit more reference, first of all, let's make this smaller. A very good way to create a reference of how high and deep are things is by just simply placing a tree. And I think this should be, I do love I love those. They are amazing. So first of all, let's look at our grid. It's 10 feet, so I think this should be a tree. But a little bit bigger. Like this is a big tree, and this could be a small tree. So oh, and I have another nice idea what we could do. So actually, this would be a small tree down here. And this would be a big tree down here. And we turn off the grid, because the grid is also misleading in that regard. And we're going to rectangle. I'm not going to print it, so 70 is fine, which is just pixels. So we're creating a grid here. And this needs to sit under the cliffs, yes. Whee! Actually, it needs to, where's my grid? Lost it. Oh no, did I accidentally put you in clips? No, there it is. There it is. This actually needs to sit over this water. Yes. Because we need the water, we need the grid for water as well. So let's remove some more grid from here, and we can make it more opaque. Okay. And now let's see what happens if we create a second. That is only... okay. Okay, 25 is probably a bit harsh. Yep, I think this is going to tell the story quite nice. Let's just double check. You're at 100%. Yes. I'm going to hate myself for that because it means that I will have a very hard time measuring the flying distance with just the tiny grid down here. But from a visual perspective, this is a nice way to say high area, low area. So, let's do some more trees. We said this is going to be a little... Oh no, do not make it bigger too. Let's start with the smallest ones. So let's... Wait, I need my... Okay. Let's go middle-sized, and let's do this. Let's rotate it a little bit and just slightly change the color. No, Varanasi, you're absolutely correct. I should also darken the water at the bottom. I just haven't done it yet. And let's take you and put you here, but you will be a little bit lighter. And now let's change them up a little bit. And turn the ghosting off so we can see how it looks. I think that looks very constructed. So we're going to move you. Well, there's going to be grass and shrubberies. We're going to put more stuff there later. So you should be probably the light one. Okay. Why did the smaller grid? Well, the smaller grid is basically just, I used a brush. You can find, if you look into backgrounds, when you go to the brush textures in backgrounds, there you find grids. And then I just did the grid with only 50% scaling. So now I have, and so those are basically two different brushes. Instead of using the integrated grid system, I just painted grid. Okay, for the sake of it, this is going to be, there's going to be more cliff here. And more cliff here. This is kind of, maybe even something like that, overarching. Oh, that looks stupid. No, that one is too much. So let's do what Varanasi said, and Let's slightly darken the river a little bit. Thank you, Schnitzel. Okay, it's past 10. I think we've laid perfect groundworks. The only thing, before I forget, the only thing I'm going to do tonight, before I will go and play a little Guild Wars 2, which I just recently rediscovered for myself, is I think we have floating rocks. Right, there you go, floating rock. Because I think I'm going to have difficulties to, well, desaturating that and changing the color just briefly will make it look quite fitting. But as always with those top-down maps, if you remember, I did a map that had slight perspective. I think we need to do that, otherwise my players will not understand that this is a column. So this is actually smaller. And now I need to remember what assets I used last time. Yeah, no, I think I've been playing Guild Wars 2 from the launch, and then with all the come on, what's the word? Expansions, I always came back and played them a little bit. And then whenever I find that I need to play a little bit an MMO, I like Guild Wars a lot. It's so much fun. I just recently I unlocked the Beetle roller bike thingy, and doing here and there, doing some living stories and just playing. I barely find time these days to play computer games, and here and there it suddenly catches me and I'm like, ah. So I reactivated it last week, and last week I was dead. Like I was trying to do a little bit, and I was just like, I'm too sleepy, I can't play. But over the weekend, I was actually having a blast playing a little bit of it. Did I use this one? I can't remember. No, I remember what I used. It's just a plain rock. I think it was one of... No. Was it you? Probably. I think it was you. Let's just... It's 3 minus 75, 0. 3 minus 75 and, well, 20. Sorry, minus 20. Okay. Yes, I want to make it darker because it is going to sit beneath it. There's another one that is screaming for locking. You need to be locked and where's my other one? There. You need to be locked too. Okay. So you should actually be on top. I'm just playing around because I don't know yet. It's not a floating rock, so I don't know how to. Maybe like this, yes. Yes, sirree, like this. So this needs to be something like that. And then you need to, can we align it a little bit? Ah, so close. It actually looks more believable if you would be. Sitting like that? No. Yeah, that's good. Goodish. Ah, that's what you just recently told me. It was not minus 75, minus 57. Um, and I think this is where I'm calling it a day. Because I'm not happy. I don't like it. This doesn't look great. I think I will have to do that on a completely different approach. But I'm too tired for that. Or at least I think what I need to do, just showing it to you, is I need to no, no inner shadow. If I really want to make that look amazing, I will have to manually create. Ah, come on. Those rock faces in exactly the position I would like it to be. because then it would look good. And I could even go something like, yes, exactly. Let's just, there you go. I can't let go. I need to finish stuff. This is terrible. I want to finish, but I can't because I have to do stuff and I love it. The struggle is real. Yes, it is. Yeah, welcome to Till's Mapness. Where I simply cannot quit because I love map making too much. Okay, now we have something like a base, which means that by using those vertical lines, we can create the perspective that we need. So we can say something like this here, and then have the rock face here. I don't know. That one might be wrong. I think I'm making a much better effort here because I'm paying attention to the fact that whatever I'm doing at the bottom is smaller than at the top. And that looks a lot more believable, but I'm getting a weird perspective here now. Come on, close it. Man, I'm going to hate cleaning that up tomorrow. Pine says, I do this kind of work with the rock face texture and have thin selections and change the orientation of the texture in small increments. Yes, you're absolutely right. I just realized that if I want to give that some kind of a rock face texture, I'm going to hate myself for the next time. So I just wanted to demonstrate what my next, and I think that looks a lot better. That looks absolutely believable. But I'm not going to do this tonight. I'm going to finish this either for the next stream and we're going to pay attention to something a little bit more interesting, or I will find a different approach, and we will see how that looks. There is, unfortunately, the next mapping it out is quite a few weeks away. So it is at least 2 weeks away. But I'm not sure if we are going to have any streams in August. we will see. I don't know. I can't promise yet. So August is basically where everyone has vacations. Everyone is going somewhere, either the first half of August or the second half of August. People are going on vacation. So we're taking August a little bit as a recreation break for the whole company. So for all the team members, we have a rotation, which means that support is going to be constantly available. And we are going to, someone is having an eye on Discord and someone is having an eye on the emails and on the support tickets. But in terms of activity, it's going to be very reduced development activity in August, apart from Deus. Deus is the only one where our Deus team said they want to continue, they want to push. But in terms of battle map development, website development, and online battle map, there's not going to be a lot activity in August, which also means that there might be no streams in August. If I'm just taking a little bit of a break and time off from streaming, we will definitely be back full in September. We already have quite some cool stuff also for streaming planned and lined up for September. But letting you know, map making might be continued in September. I don't know yet. I haven't really decided yet. It might be that there will be an occasional map making stream in August. The last time we're going to see each other in terms of the next stream before our August break starts is mapping it out this Tuesday. So next Tuesday, it's going to be mapping it out with Guys Glanders as the host, and we will be talking about all the stuff that has happened in the Deosphere, and also we will be talking about the launch date for the, I wanted to say technical alpha, no, for the feature alpha. So if you have time, join us 8 p.m. Vienna, which is 6 p.m. UTC, is going to be mapping it out, the monthly Deus show on next Tuesday. Guys, thank you very much. It was a lot of fun, as always. Thank you for the great suggestions and ideas. I think we did quite a good job for tonight. So we have a clever layout, a lot of stuff that we can use to threaten the party. And fortunately, I probably have almost 6 months before they will actually be there, because I believe that it takes at least 6 to 12 sessions until they finish Tomb of Annihilations. And by then, this map will definitely be finished. So thank you, everyone. Have a good day, have a good morning, have a good afternoon, or a good evening here in Vienna. See you all on Tuesday. And until then, happy map making. Bye.